here's the thing. I never ever, um, I never did my dad. My dad asked me one day, and it wasn't in a disrespectful way, but he was asking me, why don't you find yourself like, he didn't mean it like this, but he said, why don't you find yourself a real woman? And I was explaining to him that this is the thing about it with me. I need to have a connection with who I'm dating or who I'm trying to get in a relationship with. Because to me, sex is so like pointless. I feel like when you have it more than 30 times, it's just not that. It's really not all that great. It's not all that great. So, you know, I don't really care much for it. I really care more about building a connection and a bond, more than anything. Because sometimes sex can bite you in the ass, you know. I know how that feels. But to answer his question, and for a lot of people, and mostly a lot of Christians, and I don't really expect them to understand this, but we, men like myself, we want to have a connection with who we deal with, who we're dating, who we want to marry. We want to have a connection. And I understand that the male and the female brain that doesn't have to transition is very distinctive from one another. So we're not going to see eye to eye on a lot of things. We're not going to understand one another. I told you countless times that this is just me, because I had this conversation with my dad. I don't feel like men naturally know how to please women. You know, I don't think, and vice versa. I don't feel like women know how to naturally please men. But if a man wants to date his own gender or anything akin to that, it only, I guess, if you have the same, when you have the same genitalia, you know how to please one another. You know how to satisfy one another. You don't got to worry about all the bullshit like the hormones and the postpartum depression. I know I keep saying that a lot, but that, I feel, is what um is what really turns a lot of men off. But I I'm going with this. Oh yeah. I just feel like I was telling him that when you the reason why I don't mess with well, here's the thing. For the past 9 years, I've been only dealing with women that transition. And that's honestly the God's honest truth. But I wouldn't say that like originally I wouldn't put that on my page because, like I told you, no one is going to follow a guy talking like me and openly, you know, like has an affection for that. Like no one's going to follow someone like that because you know it's just a stigma that comes with it, and people don't really view it as being masculine. But you know, I'm just kind of thinking about a lot of things right now. I just I just feel like I can connect more with anybody that understands how I think and understands what I want to do sexually and etc. But people want to be with others that they feel they can understand, they have a connection with, and I can't really speak for everybody, but this is just me. Not everything is about sex. Most of the time, it's really about connection. It's about just finding someone that you're going to that you could trust and hopefully live grow old with and die together.